So we left off where the mom was taking a break. She was getting emotional, so she needed to take a break. I understand. She just lost her son. Yes, it's been what, 2 or 3 years? But she lost her son. Look at his picture. He's a great looking guy. Um, I don't know them personally. I don't know the music personally, but me hearing the case and hearing what happened to these guys, I'm like, wow. And I'm into Law and Order. I like shows like that. I like First 48. So, I mean, I don't mind reading something that's very interesting. So, court cases are interesting to me. So, this is very, very, wow. This is a very interesting case. Um, I don't know the police officer, but he's the same guy that's, like I said in the last video, was dealing with one of my family members that killed their spouse. And he's a detective on that. So, and I'm looking at that too. That case has been going for 5 years, fighting. Not the trial phase yet. Melly's in trial phase right now. So, I'm just going back on SACKCHASER MOM because I think it's important to hear what led up to the murder. I mean, literally the day before the murder. So, I mean, it's very, I mean, you got to hear what she said. She's, she's not into this. She's probably my age. I mean, older, probably older, but in my age, and she's not into the young stuff. But she is just one key fact that I want you guys to listen to. I know people have reviewed this, but that's just me. I think you need to hear that. And I'm new to this, but I'm true to this. I'm learning as I go. I'm grateful if you guys like, subscribe, leave a comment. Hey, I'm okay with the comments. Do what you do. It is what it is. I'm from Florida too, by the way. Broward County. This is happening in my county right now. It happened in Miramar, the same place my people killed their spouse in, Miramar. I go there mostly every other day. It's a good area. But this happened in Miramar. Broward County. I work next to Broward County Courthouse. I'm right next to it. Literally, I can just walk and I'll be at the courthouse. 1 minute, 2, 3 minutes max, 3 minutes max. If I hit the stairs right. The jailhouse, I drive by every day. Where Melly at, I drive by every day. So it's hitting home. So I'm like, wow. So I'm gonna continue where she left off at. I don't read this already. I read this already. I post. I mean, I have a picture of him, Sack Chaser. Great picture of him. So I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna give my opinion. Some people don't like my opinion. Hey, it is what it is. Hey, the world goes on. Let's do this. So let's take a moment, please. Do you need to get a tissue or something, lawyer? Why don't you grab a glass of water? Walk around, look there. Okay, I'm so sorry. I know she's sorry. I know she want to say what she want to say, but she's getting emotional and talking about it doesn't, make it even more emotional. She's lost her son. Now she have to speak on it of what led up to his shooting. And I know she's in her mindset. I wish I would have done more. I wish I would have done more. I said the same thing when my mother passed. I wish I would have done more. But the past can also hunt the future. So let's move on. Here we go. By Miss Howard. Do you remember having any other conversation with Jamie? This is one of, what is this guy named? Why Melly lawyer questioning her. So he's asking the questions. He's asking the questions. She's giving the answers. So Q&A. Do you remember having any other conversation with Jamie? Jamie is Melly mom. That after my son died, again, like really show herself friendly. And yeah, she showed herself friendly. They came to the funeral. It was it was kind of awkward thing. But again, I'm out of it still. But afterwards, yeah, they they said that Melly said that he would make sure I was okay. She made sure I was okay until, until later on when I found out differently. But she showed herself friendly. The reason why she says awkward because Melly's not there. Melly didn't come, as far as I know. Allegedly, I'm sorry. All this is allegedly. I want no lawsuit. My last video, first video was allegedly. I didn't say that, but allegedly. I'm just going off court documents right now. Anyone stay in Broward, you go to browardclerk.com, look up Why Melly name or Bolton name, and you will find this case. All this is public. This is public here. I'm just doing what I think, my feelings on this. So, she says awkward. Yes. That man showed up with the mom. I'm sorry, not him. The mom showed up with bodyguard, big bodyguard in her house at the wake or at the funeral with the manager and the mom. Melly couldn't be found. But Melly sent his words in regards. Why not show up, Melly? She said in her deposition she was waiting for Melly call. Have Melly call me. Never got it. You have to speak to the mom, or you have to speak to the the manager of Melly, or you get these words, sent to her in her grieving time. This was your ace boom cool right hand man. The best you can do is send your regards. I don't care if we was falling out. I'm coming to see your mom. I'm coming to support the family. You gonna see me. I'm not sending no regards. I'm not sending no manager. I'm not sending words. I'm coming to say everything. I'm coming to see if. Matter of fact, I would have called you that night I found out he was gone or something happened to him. If I wasn't there, if I'm innocent, I'm doing all that. I'm reaching out to you. I'm there every other day at your house because that was my boy. I lost my boy. That was my right hand man. That was my, that was everything. The mom said, "Oh, we lost two sons." Then why your son out here helping, grieving the other son because y'all was that close, but you wasn't. You had bad words on Sack Chase. Let's move on. Let's move on. That's just my thoughts on that one. She sold herself friendly. Let's move on. Okay. Do you have any conversation with Track? Track is the manager, I think. I'm assuming that is the manager. The manager? Did you have any conversation with Track, the manager? Okay, so he is the manager. I read this, but I read it one time, so excuse me. Yeah, he definitely showed himself friendly as well. And everything he said, he was like everything he said in that week. At that time, he said, "I'm going to take care of his funeral." Yeah, of course, because you know something. And he said, "I'm going to." He's giving somebody. He's giving my ex-husband something. I don't know because, like I said, I put away from everything. Then he said, "Give me a bank account. I'm going." Yeah, flaunt with money. We know you got money. Well, enough money. Give me a bank account. Man, man. Let's move on. Y'all got to read these documents. What I know, that's why I'm so like, give me a bank account. Like, I'm that. Like, let's go on. We keep going. To put the money in a bank account, and he did that. I mean, I had to text him a few times to discuss that. I believe he was speaking with my daughter about T-shirts because there were some requests that be made. He wanted T-shirts. I'm sorry, we wanted T-shirts. And the money for, they say, whatever you guys want. Of course, anything you want. Anything you want, anything you need. The manager, not Melly, the manager and the mom will take care of it. Where's Melly? But okay, let's move on. So my daughter wanted a T-shirt done. So I think they're going to back and forth for the picture. And her and Track Track and my daughter have built a relationship in the area of trying to get the T-shirt together. Understandable. They even surprised my daughter by bringing them jackets. So they upgraded. Of course they will. They didn't expect it because we're looking for shirts, but they did brought them jackets. The guilty. For guilty, they were excited about that. They want to go above and beyond. If they see a smile on your face, that relieves them. Yes, we did something. Okay, good. Yes. They're smiling. We're not the enemy. I feel better about myself. I'm making people happy. That's the guilty speaking. They'll go above and beyond what they say they was gonna do. Not a psychology. I'm just saying that's what I see. And after that, I did FaceTime with Melly and Track and Cartel around Thanksgiving. Wow, that's the best he can do. October, November, October, November, Thanksgiving, the end of November. The best thing to do is FaceTime her. Okay, scared. And Jamie, like I said, she said being in and out, showing herself friendly, because this kind of like let her deal with me. I guess maybe because she's a mother, a woman, too. Like they wanted it to deal with a man when it came down to finance, whatever. I mean, this just went on for about a month and a half. And then I started dealing with Track about the car because Melly supposedly to be changing the car around. And again, this is before anything happened. This is just another, this is just after my son death. So then, Track was going on back and forth with me about her, how he's going to get the title to me and different things. They wanted my address. I mean, every time I sent them something, they respond. Every time they sent me something, I respond. And mostly through the text, through iPhones at this time. Then everything became personal. Huh, okay. And they sent some more money. Track did, or Jamie did. Jamie sent more money around Thanksgiving, or he did. He said, "This is for Christmas. This is $1,000." Oh, $1,000! Oh my God! He's like, "This is for you guys, Christmas or whatever." Bruh, $1,000. I said, I would have said, no, you keep that. Thank you though. Thank you. I don't work at 1,000. I see that every paycheck. 1,000? I see more than that. I'm sorry, every paycheck. I might just say 1,000, but I mean 1,000. Come on, this is so like this is messed up, man. For who they say they are, big money and making money and $1,000. Excuse me. Then I was told, to refrain. Uh oh. Uh oh. And then I was told, to refrain. And I was getting the details of findings of the case. Who gave you details about the findings? The detective. Detective? Which one? Do you remember? Mark. Like I said, I know Mark. Well, I don't know Mark, but he's dealing with a case with my family. So, anyways, then I cut off communication with the entire group. And I got rid of the car. So with the car, it's the same car, the red car in that picture, or were they leaving the recording studio in Fort Lauderdale, which I work in Fort Lauderdale. Um, it was a red, I think Mitsubishi or something like that, some red car. But that's the same car that Wamali said that he jumped out of the Jeep and went to that car and drove off. Then the drive-by happened. They gave it to the mother of SACKCHASER, a red car. I could be wrong. As far as I know, I'm right. But if I'm wrong, please leave a comment, and I mean, I accept that. But as far as I know, it was a red car and then it was a Jeep. They both, Melly got in the Jeep. Of course, SACKCHASER, Bolton, and Juvie got into the Jeep. And the other people got into the red car. As far as I know, Melly said he had to pee. He pulled over. He hopped over into the red car for some reason. Uh, and they went their separate ways. That's what he said, allegedly. So that red car is the same car they're trying to use as an escape plan, saying that Melly went into that car. That's why he wasn't at the scene. And they trying to give it to SACKCHASER mom. Well, they gave it to her. She was like, Once the detective gave her this, once Mark approached her with all this information, she said, She cut off ties. No, 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 no. You can have the car. Thank you. No, thank you. I mean, she sold the car. I'm sorry. She accepted the car, which, but that's her choice. She accepted the car, but when she found out information, she sold the car. I got rid of the car. Okay, so when do you recall detective giving you details about finding of the case as he proceeded them? I don't know why I want to say I believe it was, well, yep, because I remember her birthday, Jamie's birthday, like New Year's Eve or something. And I think it was like a couple of days before her birthday. Like I said, Jamie, she showed herself friendly. She knows, Jamie knows something. So in my mind, I'm a birthday girl. So I was going to wish her a happy birthday. I don't know if I did or don't know if I didn't. But either way, it was within that time frame, end of December, maybe somewhat towards beginning of January. I can't even remember when they got arrested. So that's where I'm at with that. That scatter, I don't remember. So I don't want to say anything because I don't remember. Was there ever time that you gave law enforcement details about what you know about the case? Oh, absolutely. Of course. Of course you did. When was that? When I contacted at the time, I said, I've spoken to a Hector person and I spoke to with Mark. And he asked me, what do you think could possibly happen? And I told him that, did you tell him you were there? Of course you, man, come on. You know she wasn't there. Or she wouldn't be here. Because Wild Man would have to take her out. Or whoever the alleged killer or drive-by was would have to take her out. Pass Bolton, don't shoot Bolton, but take her out. The drive-by shot her, shot White Chase, I mean SACKCHASER, Juvie, and shot her if she was there. But the drive-by didn't do Bolton. It didn't shoot him at all. Okay, let's move on that one. Did you tell him that you were there? Oh no, I wasn't there. Absolutely, I was not. Wow. So he was asking you. What? So he was asking you to speculate as to what you thought happened. Yes, he asked me because prior to that, the boys showed up to my mom's house and my sister's house. My son died. I mean, my son dead. Before we continue, when would this have been in relations to the night of incident that you speak to? So my son died on the 27th. Devontae's, I don't, this name here, can't get it. Well, anyway, he showed up at my sister's house on that Saturday. Told me that Melly, he told me to tell, he said, his Melly to tell them that Melly wasn't in the car. Hold up. This guy here came up to my sister's house on Saturday to tell, he said, if Melly to tell them that Melly wasn't in the car. Now, see that, right? You don't see it, I'm sorry you don't see it, but I see it. Why would Melly think that the mom would go along with this? You think you that big? You think you that successful? This guy that came to her, you think he's that big? What you trying to scare her? She gonna ride or die by her side. And you coming with this nonsense. You met you messed up, bro. I know you. I reviewed the files. You gonna be on the witness side. You already there. Just from this, for going to the mom and telling her Nelly wasn't in her car, and that's when it ding 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 for the mom. Hold up, wait, what? Let's move on. In the meantime, I'm still trying to figure out. I'm questioning, like, what's going on? Why did you do this? And why didn't you do that? And just different things. So basically, she's trying to question him, like, why did you come do? Why did you tell me that? That's a blessing, though. That's a blessing. Karma is a mother thing. And you should be happy he came and done that. Not happy, but your DDDD mother instant kicked in. Well, the hood instant kicked in. Anything would have kicked in. Anything would have kicked in. DDDDDDDD. Why did you do this? And why didn't you do that? It's just different things. And he was giving me suspicions that there was something else through when he told me, don't tell police that Melly was in the car. My God. My God. This is very important. Okay? This is what I'm saying. This is after the murder. You have a guy coming to you that you know by name, telling that Melly wasn't in the car. Tell the police that Melly wasn't in the car. Your son, your son is dead. Tell me. That's her son. How smart, dumb can you be? That is her son. She will give her life for her son. Why would she say that? Why would she say such a thing? Why would you think you could come to her in this matter and ask her to do this? I don't understand that. And that's, people, one of the nails in the coffin to this case. So he got to answer that. The whole gang that was with put up at my sister's house. So when he told me that I exploded on him, and I went to Mark and said, something's going on. And I said, my son would have died for everything. My son would have died for everything, at least one of these kids. And now they're telling my son is dead? Something wrong. And then that's when I told Mark that. And so he wrote down everything. He questioned that young man. And I went back to my sister's house. Of course, the police gonna question him. And the statements was recorded, documented, written down, and witnessed of whatever he said. He had the answer to why he approached Sack Chase mom to tell Melanie wasn't in the car. And me and my sister got fired up on that young boy, period, prior to, because that was supposed to be a family friend. I understood. And asked me that day, I told Bart, something's going on. This little boy, this, and whatever he told me, I told Mark, and so then Mark. I mean, and so then Mark, well, that's what I'm trying to add. What do you recall telling Mark other than facts as suspect something going on? Then I told Mark, oh, another conversation by phone, he said. What do you think is going on? I said, well, wait a second. Let's keep the conversation separate. Then one he put up right after Mr. made a statement that gave you because you suspicious. What else do you recall telling Mark in person conversation other than suspicious that something's going on? Yeah, something's up with these kids. And he just told me to tell you guys that Melly wasn't in the car. That what was told that day. So, mind you, she don't know anything about Melly not being in the car. She knows about Bolton have something to do with it. I think so, alleged. Uh, but I don't think she know that Melly said he wasn't in the car. So, yeah, that's something up with these kids. And he just told me to tell you guys that Melly wasn't in the car. That's what was told that day. That's all you told him that day? Uh huh. And he just told me to tell you guys that Melly wasn't in the car. That's all. That's all you told him today? Uh huh. That's who you spoke to him again, secretly by phone? Uh huh. And he asked, You, what do you suspect went on? Well, what was your response? First of all, when would this have been the next day or, no, no, I think it had to be, you know what? It had to be after the funeral and everything. Okay. I started coming to, back to where I was. Things were just ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. I told y'all earlier. Ding, 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 ding. It's hitting her. Like, oh my God. Oh, wow. Because you don't have to think my son's life was completely secret to me, sacred to me. Because now I'm trying to pinpoint every little thing, ding, 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 trying to make sense of it all. So I'm coming back to into myself, and I'm calling Martin. And I told him the conversation that in the middle of the night, my son contacted me like a couple of days before it happened. So this is the part I think should be nailed in the coffin. I mean, evidence until why. Why was this done? I would say partial evidence, I'm sorry, on why this was done. So I'm going to keep going. My son hysterically called me, and I'm telling Mark about that. I said, he called me. He was very concerned about my whereabouts. He was very concerned about my sister whereabouts. He was concerned like something was going to happen to us. And he told me to move out the house, which I was already in the process of moving. And he told me that Went would not get this money. He would not get this money. He said, I'm probably not going to get this 200,000. I'm not probably not even going to get my money. No, discriminatory. He talking, and it's 5 in the morning, just going off. I'm doing this, indicating you see me, but he's 10 times faster than me. So Sack Chase called his mom a couple of days before and tell him he's not going to get the $200. Hysterical, very scared for their safety. Nothing ringed in her head. This is the part I'm like, she's probably like, I wish I would have done more. This part right here. The son setting the warning. She understand the warning, but she didn't do more to protect him from that warning. From that warning of that. Okay. You see him, but he's 10 times faster than me. So I'm trying like, baby, calm down. Oh my God. In my mind, as a mother, what the heck? 200,000? Where the heck you get this from? Oh my God. As a mother, I'm just trying to literally like, I saw my son the next day and he's dead. So I told Mark about the situation. I said, I believe something happened when it came down to my son. Somebody owed him some money and he's supposed to get some money because he said he wasn't going to get it. Damn. He saw that he wasn't going to get that money. He didn't get it. Why would he see that? What happened? What happened? Why did he see that he wasn't going to get that money? I'm assuming money he worked hard for. I'm assuming money that's supposed to come from the manager, the record labels, or whatever work they have done. I said, I believe something is happening down to my son. Somebody's owed him some money. He's supposed to get some money because he said he wasn't going to get it. And I said, he started to tell me about all the different things. I said, I believe those kids had something to do with money. They had some kind of issue with money. I don't know because my son and I literally saw those wars prior to. They were fine with each other. And I just know that my son was upset and called me in the middle of the night. He's like, Mom, I'm not going to get my money. And I could just told Mark that I just think these kids something not not right. These kids are acting right, are not acting right. Like I know some of my son was these kids live lives, expect lives, and their response to my son's death was not what I expect. I did not get the response I think I should. So I'm like, they got to know something because they're not acting right. They're acting strange. Understood. That night that you called you and told you to move out the house, did he tell you why the concerns for your safety? No. I knew my son. He was just like very, very protective of me. Very. Like from time to time he would slip in and he would have I had him young and I've been through a lot. He was very much protective, and sometimes he would give that would speak to me that he had a way of speaking to my spirit. So, yeah, he never told me why. He just knew that urgent. The night I moved out the house, that morning I spoke to him 4 or 5. I got, I waited until 12. I saw him that day. He was with Carlton. He dropped off the money for my ID. I went and got my ID. I moved and I went to sleep at the house. I woke up. He was dead. Wow. He, he gave he gave money for an ID. She needed the money for her ID. The next time she knows he's dead. I saw him that day. He was Carter. He dropped off my money ID. I went to get my ID. I moved and I went to sleep at the house. I woke up. He was dead. Do you remember have any conversation with any law enforcement officer where you gave the information? No. Only officer I spoke with besides Hector. He transferred me to Mark in the police station. That's it. Okay. And before I had to transfer you to Mark, did you give any information at all? Yeah, I was asking him. I was explaining because to him, I was telling him about trying to refresh his remembrance, bring in his remembrance back. Remembrance because he acted like he didn't know about the case, and this know about the case. Yeah, we're going to, they were going to ready to close it out stuff. It was some game related, and I was like, what? I was like, let me let me speak to the manager. Like, I don't understand. So he said, you're right. I'm going to go ahead and give you the manager number. You call him. So we're going to stop here. A lot of stuff is happening. She believes that someone has something. One of them kids have something to do with why Melly friends and all that. 200,000. Huh. Crazy. Your best friend. Well, mind you, to make that money back over time. But okay. So thank you guys for being here, looking, uh, reading. Give me a like, subscribe. This is part 2. Thank you.